hold on. Ain't you Mariah Carey? You can't send one of your peoples around there to the 7-Eleven to get you a bottle of water and a payday?
See this brother winning, man. Hey, look, what is your win, big? What is your win, big?
Well, hello there, lovebirds. Hello there, bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Today's looky would be one of our Renee scarves. Won't you go on over there and check it out? And if you are not already a part of our book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes you, can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's talk about Mariah Carey. Look, I was well trained in the art of turning shit situations into fertilizer. But Tommy knew fucking with my artistic choices was particularly low. I switched gears and turned from the techno influence to a funkier sample from Candy by Cameo. You can't go wrong with Cameo. And Clark Kent produced it again. After leaving Tommy, I lived in hotels and on the road before I was finally able to make a home for myself. I came very close to buying Barbra Streisand's exquisite palatial Central Park West penthouse in an impressive Art Deco building. She famously has a passion for design. Her home was decorated with impeccable taste that was totally compatible with what I love. I eventually found a perfect building downtown in Tribeca and moved into the kind of home I dreamed of as a child. Having my own glamorous, gigantic New York City penthouse apartment was exciting, but also totally disorienting. She said that the house was so damn big that she couldn't find half her shits. That's what happens when you be buying a big ass house. Like, anyway, right? It ain't like our house is the biggest house in the world. But, you know, I had to constantly keep reminding my wife, baby, please don't buy a big house. Please don't do it. Because that means I'm going to have to clean that big ass shit by myself. Okay? Because my wife is not, you know, a daily cleaner, right? She a mood cleaner. When I'm in the mood, I will clean. But anyway, I was like, baby, please don't buy a big ass house. She went on and bought a big ass house anyway. You know, it's not a grand big house, but it's too damn big for just two people. I had no time to get my new place in order. I was working nonstop. I had a reputation in the industry for being a beast when it came to productivity. Marvin Gaye and Aretha Franklin, both Aries. You know you got a show to do over there in Africa. You gonna take your ass over there to the Africa and do the show? I don't wanna. They're gonna sue you. So I can't just say that Aries artists are, you know, like lazy bums. I can't say that. But when it comes down to work ethic, Donna Ross and Mariah Carey has shown me that they are truly a beast when it comes down to productivity, like she said. I went hard in the studio and I went equally hard promoting and marketing. I was an all-in artist and everyone I worked with knew it. It was late in summer of 2001. The few critics who were able to review the glitter movie almost unanimously panned it. The anxiety caused by its bad reception and the label's reaction to the single only hitting number 2 was seeping into my psyche. Honestly, the only other artist I've seen under so much pressure to perform above and beyond their own phenomenal success was Michael Jackson. Like him, I was also used to having unquestionable smashes. Number 2 on a new label, on a soundtrack, not a studio album, didn't seem so tragic. And still the stress was mounting. It didn't seem like the label had a strong promotional strategy, and I didn't have a coordinated management team in place yet. I didn't see anyone around me taking control of what was becoming the single situation. Worry seemed to outweigh planning and problem solving. Internally, the project was looking a mess. So my creative survival instincts kicked in. I felt like I had to do something. Somebody had to do something. High anxiety made what little sleep was allotted for in my schedule nearly impossible. I couldn't get to sleep. I couldn't find my things. I couldn't seem to get anyone to pull together. So I made my own move. Admittedly, it was too late and a bit messy, but it was some kind of action I concocted. So I made my own move. Admittedly, it was too late and a bit messy, but it was some kind of action. I concocted a last-minute little publicity stunt to garner excitement for Loverboy. I staged a crash of TRL on MTV. Ooh, I was there for that one. Ooh, girl. That shit went wrong. Wait a minute. What was the dude named Carson Daly? You couldn't have went along with it at all? You couldn't have been like, Mariah Carey is here. Hey, y'all, Mariah Carey's here. Why are you here? That shit went totally wrong, y'all. Pay attention. In keeping with the vibes of the video and the audience, I thought it would be festive to have a little nostalgic summer moment. Running on pure panic and excitement, I showed up on a set with a spunky ponytail, pushing an ice cream cart full of popsicles and wearing an oversized, airbrushed Loverboy t-shirt with a surprise underneath. An 80s glitter look. It was an innocent and silly stunt and highly unrehearsed. I very much freestyled my dialogue, as I tend to do, and was hoping Carson Daly could play off me, riff, and involve the audience as one would expect a host to do. Shade. Look, she's saying that Carson Daly just left her hanging. Anything could happen. I mean, Johnny Carson could have one of the monkeys climb up on his desk and show on his lap. Anything could happen. And you have to be able to figure it out. I mean, that's what them ninjas do. They leave you hanging. I was hoping Carson Daly could play off of me, riff, and involve the audience, as one would expect a host to do. But he didn't play along. I know he was probably told to act surprised, but he didn't act at all. I realized I was living in the moment all by myself. So I thought, okay, let me pull out a little costume trick to get the energy going. Child. She figured she would take the big t-shirt off and reveal herself in like this gold lame outfit. But let's be honest, Mariah Carey's body has never ever been like the best body. It was like, to me, Mariah, I love you. It was like she was forcing the sexy with her. And I didn't think she had to. Like, for real, Mariah Carey could have threw on anything and just looked fabulous. But forcing the sexy, no. I awkwardly removed the t-shirt to reveal gold sparkly hot pants and a Supergirl tank top. But in response, Carson, acting all aghast, said, Mariah is stripping on TRL right now. Okay, now he decides to act. I certainly was not stripping. I was revealing. Granted, my performance was a bit sloppy and I came off as silly. But instead of ad-libbing, Carson was looking at me like I was crazy. My adrenaline was dialed up to 1,000. And Carson asked me, what are you doing? Really, Carson? Really? Oh, you gotta get that nigga, Mariah. Carson, you was being a bitch. I nervously answered. Every now and then, somebody needs a little therapy. And today is that moment for me. She says that her fans is her therapy. You know, like, I get it. You know, like when you going through some things, them lambs will step up. They got unyielding loyalty to the Mariah. And I would say, even though I don't know everything about Mariah, all her music. You know, I got people that I love to death, like the Diana, and I don't know all her music. You know, I know a good part of her music, but I don't know everything. But you got them lamb billies or them dynamites, okay, that know everything. They know what time she take a shit, what time she eat, you know, what time she take her Geritol, all that stuff. But what Mariah is saying is that connecting with her fans and reaching out to them and communicating with them is what helps her to continue to thrive in the business. TRL was a stunt gone awry. And let's be clear and logical. There's no way I, Mariah Carey, or anyone could actually crash an MTV show with an ice cream cart, no less. Maybe Carson Daly didn't know I was coming, but producers had to schedule my appearance. Coordinators, publicists, security, whole ass teams of people knew I was coming. It was a stunt. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Any idea was good at that time. The press devoured my silly TRL stunt and me right along with it. It was the first time I had experienced the phenomenon of a public fail that woke the monster in the media, that vicious vampire that gains its strength by feeding on the weaknesses of the vulnerable. That's the internet. This was all happening before the phenomenon of social media. There was no clapping back on Twitter, no drag them queen, no organic love mob of the fiercely loyal Lambilly to rush to my defense. Thousands of fans and lambs did show love and support through letters and comments on my website, but the outside world didn't take note of that. There was no YouTube and no Gram. Suge Knight, who was so powerful then. Hold the hell on, girl. You don't want protection by the Suge Knight because everything that Suge touch either die or go to jail. Okay, you don't want no parts of that. Everybody needs to leave Mariah alone or they're going to have a problem with me. Trust. Back then, nobody wanted to have a problem with Suge. Girl, was you looking Suge? Or was he trying to fuck you? Today, it's easy to coordinate a promo moment or change the narrative through social media. It was freaking hard to penetrate culture back then. Back then, you did one thing and it dominated the press for what seemed like an eternity. TRL was that one thing for her. With the August heat, my troubled sleep quickly deteriorated into no sleep at all. Sleep had disappeared, as had proper meals. I was barely eating. The panic around Loverboy at the label was real, and they were desperate to make another video for the second single right away. We had just spent several exhausting days shooting the Loverboy video in the scorching California desert in harsh conditions with no water or basic necessities. What? What the nigga? You got me messed up. Hold on. Ain't you Mariah Carey? You can't send one of your peoples around there to the 7-Eleven to get you a bottle of water and a payday? There had been no covered area to wait in and block me from the sun between takes, which not only fried me, it wasted time because my makeup kept melting. I may have looked super preppy, but Loverboy was a technically grueling shoot. And the label wanted me to get on a plane right away, fly back to New York, and start shooting another video for Never Too Far the following day. I had to find a safe place. I had to find sleep. Who could I trust? No one working for me was going to help me find somewhere to go. All I was asking for was a little bit of time. All these people on my payroll, and not one lobbied for me to have one day off. I was trying to tell them I just needed a couple of days blacked out, some time to rest, recuperate, and procure a bit of beauty sleep. In desperation, I went to a hotel near my penthouse. I thought if I could just get a room, draw the curtains, and crawl under the covers and go to sleep, things could be all right. It never occurred to me to instruct the front desk not to contact my management or tell anyone I was there. The TRL incident was still weighing heavily on me. I felt the whole world thought I had lost it. I wrapped myself up in the hotel bathrobe and curled up in the bed. But before I could shut my eyes, I heard a knock at the door. And then there was a bang. I jumped up and stomped to the door, ready to cuss out whoever. She there at the hotel thinking to herself, she about to have a lovely day, a good sleep. And child, you be needing this sometimes. Sometimes you just want to go to a hotel room, close the curtains, lay in a bed, get a bag of hot Cheetos, a grape soda, or whatever it is you want to do, pig out and just sleep. I mean, for days, because you be exhausted. I opened it to a crowd of people, management people, even her mother hunchy brother, Morgan, crazy Morgan. Now, thank you goodness it ain't her crazy sister, okay? But Morgan crazy too. What the F is going on, I yelled. I gotta get some sleep. I was panicking. I was hysterical. I was caught. I began to scream, just scream. I couldn't talk. A whole damn delegation had arrived to drag me back to work. All I wanted was a couple of damn days off, so I screamed. Suddenly, Morgan grabbed my arm and pulled me towards him. I became still. He stared at me and quietly said, "This whole thing is just birthdays at Roy Boys." I immediately snapped out of it. Birthdays at Roy Boys was an inside joke we had about our father because he always mixed up our birthdays. It was as if he had given me the secret code for "I got you." Appearing like a lighthouse in the storm, emotionally, I had cracked wide open and Morgan slithered in. Now, if you have not already done so, please remember to like, share the Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Now remember this, the same people that you meet on the way up will always be the same people that you meet on the way down. Be safe and be good to each other.